how does the reverse mortgage process actually work? So this is going to be a very short and sweet video. We're going to talk about how to get from you saying, yes, I want to help myself, I want to help my retirement, I want to do a reverse mortgage, to getting to the finish line and then getting your money or paying off your mortgage or getting set up for your line of credit, whatever your goals with the reverse are. Before we do that, real quick, my name is Jason Eichmiller. I run this channel, Reverse Mortgage Reality and Key Home Lending. My contact information is below, so if you need any help or you want any information specifically about your situation, give me a ring. You can call me at 888-309-9705. Email me at jason@keyhomelending.com or visit www.reversequotes.com. All right, let's get into this super short video. So here's how the reverse mortgage process works. First of all, every situation is different, but generally reverses take about 30 days to do. I've heard horror stories. People go with the big companies with the celebrity spokesman and the managers and processors and underwriters. Sometimes they take 60 to 90 days, but we're pretty quick. We're, again, clean file, and if you do everything that I instruct you to do, of course, then we can be in and out within about 30 days. So first step is the phone call. It's the lawyer would say the initial consultation, but basically it's you and I jumping on a phone call together, I need to learn about you and what your goals are, what you'd like the reverse mortgage to do to help you. And you have to learn about, hey, this is this program. This is what I can generally get out of the reverse mortgage. And then you decide, hey, either I want to do it or I don't. Now, my whole goal with this, we'll call it the discovery process, is that there are no surprises after it. The only thing that we're not going to know pretty close to exact, or we'll be fairly close, but the only thing we won't be sure about is the appraised value. And obviously the appraisal has a lot to do with how much money you can get in your qualification. So just as we go through this, give it a little bit of latitude, because if the house appraises more, you'll get more. And if the house appraises less, you'll get a little bit less. But the idea is really what we're thinking about. We're thinking, okay, if we did this and you got about this amount of money structured in the right way, and by the way, we do spend a lot of time on structure because reverses, they can be very, how do I say it? I spend a lot of time trying to mold them to your situation and your needs. So whether that's paying off a mortgage, whether that's getting extra cash, whether that's monthly income, line of credit, combination of them, or maybe we do a proprietary, maybe we do the hybrid reverse, maybe we keep your first mortgage where it's at and just do a second reverse mortgage. There's so many options, and that's why this discovery call is probably the most important call that we do, because we're really I'm learning, okay, this is your situation and this is what you need this tool to do to improve your life. So initial conversation out of the way, probably takes about 30, 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, depending on what questions you have. Then I do some research for you and give you a ring back. When I do the call back, remember, I'm kind of going on the fly right here, and as much, I've done over 400 reverse mortgages, and I think I'm about as much of an expert as anybody in the field, but I always say the computer is smarter than me, so I need to research your home value. I need to research how much you can get out of this, which is plugging your birth date and plugging all the information that you gave me into the computer. So normally later that day or the day after, depending on schedules, I'll give you a ring and give you an idea of, okay, here's what you can get. Here's how we can structure this. Also, by the way, this should be obvious, but if you can't do this, or I don't think it's right for you, I'm gonna tell you. It might be on our first call. It might be 30 seconds into our first call. It might be after I did the research, but I'll give you that honesty that, hey, this doesn't make sense, or you shouldn't do it, and just do the same for me. If you don't like the idea, then hey, it's fine. It's all good. It's your life. It's your retirement. It's not mine. So, with that said, if you do allow me to help, I'll obviously do my very best. So, once we go on our second call, that's where I'll give you, okay, the structure. Okay, this is what I think we can do, and this is about how much money I believe we can get out of your house, and here's how I would structure it based on your needs. Now, definitely fine to give you all the options that you want. If you don't like the idea, please tell me, and we can go deep into why you don't like it, and maybe there is a better solution. Maybe I missed something. I am human. I can get things wrong. Everybody can. So suffice it to say that, let's say that goes through. Your next 2 steps are to do a counseling phone call. Well, you can do counseling face-to-face, or you can do a phone call. So you do your counseling. I'll give you a list of counselors and the documents for your counseling. That's basically, I don't know, about a 30, 45-minute session or so. And the counselor just basically, they read off of a script, and they want to make sure that you understand what a reverse mortgage is. You understand that you've got to, still continue to own the house, live there, pay your property taxes, homeowners insurance, that there's interest that accrues when you don't make payments. Basically, so somebody like me can't go in and say, oh, it's free money, you never have to pay it back, no responsibilities. So it's kind of a consumer protection measure. The counseling is a charge that you have to pay out of pocket. Normally that's about $125 to $175, depending on the counseling agency. Once you're through the counseling, then you do an application. I'll gather all of your information. We'll make the application. Again, we'll normally not get the home value right because it hasn't been appraised yet, but we will get close. And the application, while it's not perfect, it's you will DocuSign or e-sign or face-to-face sign a lot of pages, but nothing in that application is binding. So if you win Powerball later down in life, you don't have to do this. Don't worry about it. So you complete the application, you complete the counseling, then we can do the appraisal. And actually, this is something you should know. People ask me all the time. They're like, well, can't I just get an appraisal? I wish it was that easy, but government regulation states that you can't do an appraisal until after your counseling and after your application is complete. Now, about that, there's one state that kind of puts that on steroids. Maybe there's more, but California is a state where you can't order an appraisal until 7 days have passed from you doing your counseling appointment. So when we talk about 30 days is every state, but California might take upwards of about 40, unless you're a completely clean file and get me everything that I need. Speaking of everything that I need, it kind of goes case by case, but I will be getting documents from you. Now you can scan them to me, you can text them to me, you can send them to me, however is comfortable for you to get me your documents, but it's basically driver's licenses, income information, mortgage information if you have one, homeowners insurance information, and a couple other things. But I'll be very clear in what I need from you. And I'll want all of that stuff prior to the appraisal being done, because as soon as the appraisal gets done, we go to underwriting. So we submit the appraisal, we submit the title. By the way, the title is a fancy way of saying your deed. We research your deed, or we have a partner company that researches your deed, make sure that we're 100% clear on anything that's owed on it. We do run your credit. Yes, with reverses, we are going to qualify you based on it. Very loose on income, so don't let it scare you away. Most people can qualify. We also qualify you slightly based on credit, but hey, I have a lady who's closing either today or tomorrow whose credit's in the 500s. We can do this. It's okay. Sometimes we can't, but that's again in the initial discovery. So we're going to underwrite your title, your credit, your income, your home value from the appraisal, anything that's owed. Normally underwriting takes, depending on the circumstance, but we can be in and out of, I've been in and out of underwriting within 3 days. Very, very, very fast. I've also had people, I don't like this, but people choose to drag their feet. And if you're a foot dragger, know that it will take longer. And if you are going to drag your feet in the beginning, like I said, it's going to take longer. So when you try to hurry it up later down in the process, I'll go as fast as I can. But if you're dragging it in the beginning, it's going to, like I said, it's going to take a little longer. One thing I do is I'm very, very clear on what I need from you, why I need it from you. And we'll get it in and go through underwriting. Once everything is approved, once everything is signed off from underwriting, then we get a clear to close. That clear to close, normally we can close within about 2 or 3 days of getting that clear to close, and just about everybody closes at their home, unless we're doing like home health care and you're in like a short-term nursing facility or the hospital or something like that. Sometimes people close at their kid's house, but vast majority of folks close at their home. You'll sign the final documents. One thing that's important about this, I don't know how other people do it, but when we get the clear to close, as soon as I have the balanced funds, I'm going to email you over the closing package so you can look at it. We'll also review the big picture numbers. Okay, finally, this is how much money you can get. This is how big your line of credit is. This is what the payoffs were. If any taxes or homeowners insurance is due within 60 or 90 days, then that gets paid off. So you're going to be very, very clear. You will never, ever, ever have a surprise at the closing table. You just smile and sign, and it's just like signing the application. Then you have a 3 business day rescission period or waiting period. After those 3 days, the next business day, the loan funds, which means anything we got to pay off gets paid off. The credit line gets set up, and if you're getting cash, the cash gets wired to your bank account, or they send you a check, whatever you're comfortable with. One thing to know on the line of credit is if you do need money up front, sometimes the line of credit takes 60 to 90 days to get set up, depending on the lender. So I normally suggest that if you think you're going to need money within about 60 or 90 days, then you take it out at closing. So the worst case scenario would be you need the money and the line of credit isn't quite ready to go 60 days or 30 or 45 days in, and you get nervous. So I always like to kind of prepare that. But anyway, that is, told you it was a quick video, 11 minutes long, actually longer than I thought it would be. But yeah, that is the reverse mortgage process, or at least the way that I do it. Again, try to be very clear up front, and if you want to do it, you will have no surprises, and we can normally get in and out within about 30 days. So if you have any questions or you want to see how a reverse mortgage can work for you, if it can work for you, then give me a shout. My phone number, my name is Jason Eichmeller. My phone number is 888-309-9705. You can email me at jason@keyhomelending.com, or just go to reversequotes, QUOTES.com, and you can pick a time to chat. Also, I've got a bunch of client testimonials and stuff if you scroll down. All right. Thank you so much for your attention. I wish you the very best. And if you need anything at all, feel free to give me a ring. Take care.